Hello, everyone. This is Laura Johnson from Hummingbird Wealth Management, and we are continuing our series, Meet Frederick, where we're interviewing winners and finalists of the Best of Frederick from Frederick National Post, as well as other businesses in the Frederick area. And today we have Rick Trawick of Second Chances Garage. Second Chances Garage was a finalist in the Best Used Auto Dealer for Best of Frederick in 2021. Thanks for joining me, Rick.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Yeah. So Rick, I know a lot about Second Chances Garage, but not a lot of people do. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? And while Second Chances Garage is a business, it's a not-for-profit business. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Second Chances Garage?
Sure. I'm a car guy from way back, as from when I was a little kid, and I was looking for a way to be able to use that talent to give back to the community. And so in 2010, assisted greatly by my wife, we started Second Chances Garage as a part-time nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
I was still working in my engineering job, and she was helping with the accounting and the book, all the paperwork that had to be done, applying for our nonprofit status with the government and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided in 2010, like I said, to start in downtown Frederick. We rented a small 2-bay old gas station that was on North Market Street and started working on cars. And we got the word out, and slowly but surely donations started to trickle in, and it's grown to where it is now, where it operates full-time, 5 days a week. We have 4 full-time employees,
Mm-hmm.
2 of which are mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And we've placed about 150 cars, I think, is the number of cars we've placed at this point over the last 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the last few years, it's averaged about 40 per year.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you said you decided you just wanted to do something where you could take your skill set and give it back to the community. Was there any particular moment that drove you to do that, or was just more out of the goodness of your heart?
Well, we had thought about how it could be done for several years. Cindy and I had talked back and forth, but when the Cash for Clunkers program was rolled out,
Mm-hmm.
it changed the way the used car market operated for folks that are in the lower end of the auto purchasing spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be, before Cash for Clunkers, somebody could go out and for $200 buy a running, driving car that they would put on the road for 6 months or a year and get some service out of it. And when it died, they'd buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
Those cars disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
The Cash for Clunkers, not only did it collect a number of cars that would otherwise been used by people like that,
Mm-hmm.
it shifted the market. Now the bottom of that market was $500 cars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a huge difference for somebody that's struggling just to get food on the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge difference between $200 and $500.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to step in there and try to make a system that people who were working but couldn't afford to get a good car, one that they could trust for a couple of years at least.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to get that into their hands for as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we learned in starting it up, it helps for folks to have buy-in on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So now folks that apply for our program at Second Chances Garage get a Maryland inspected car that we stand behind for the first 6 months with free labor. We stand behind it for the lifetime they have the vehicle with free oil changes.
Wow.
And they get that car for a $500 program fee plus the tax and tags. That nobody can afford taxes and tags in Maryland.
Yeah.
So we get that. It's less than $800, and they're on the road with a car that at a regular car dealership would have probably cost them $3,500 to $5,000 these days.
So they're really getting a decent car at a time in their life that I'm sure is very pivotal. These are people. So tell me a little bit about, these are program cars that you're talking about.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the recipients of these program cars.
We work with over 40 different nonprofits in Frederick that are social working organizations. They're the feet on the ground that are really helping people with getting jobs, with helping single moms, with child care and medical care. There's organizations that are helping people out of drug addiction. There's a lot of different, it's like the full spectrum of social help that's out there, and they partner with us and they identify people that are working, that don't have a car and would be able to afford to own and maintain a car. And we have a pretty extensive application that their case manager helps them fill out. And then they submit the application with the program fee, and we match a car up to their needs, because all our cars come from donations, and we really live and breathe on those donated vehicles. And so we work on those cars as they come in that are identified as program cars. And program cars typically are less than 200,000 miles, have been reasonably well maintained, and looks like they have a service life of at least another couple years. And those become program cars. So we match those up. If it's a single mom with 3 kids and they're young and they've got to go a lot of places, and we have a minivan, we'll try to match that up with them. A single person that is having to commute a long ways to work, we try to get them a smaller vehicle.
Something more
And
fuel.
so it kind of works like that.
Yeah.
They don't get to pick out a vehicle.
Yeah.
We have to try to match from what we've got coming in. Like right now, we've got about, I think they told me there's about 5 applicants right now that we haven't gotten a car ready yet for. So we work on these cars as quickly as they're donated and try to get them into the right hands.
Right. I mean, just a couple of comments. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people watching this video probably could relate on many levels to what that sense of independence feels like, to be able to drive around to get to your jobs and groceries and picking up the kids and activities, and what it feels like to not have that. But also can think of someone, I personally have had family members that have gone through addiction, and to know that there's a program like Second Chances that is there to help those that are in the down and out is good. But it also, to me, sounds like you're not just as Second Chances helping those individuals, we're also helping other individuals as well, because the donated cars drive your ability to place program cars. So
exactly.
When you're asking for donated cars, what is it that Second Chances will accept?
We'll actually accept anything.
Okay.
If we can drag it out of your backyard, we'll accept it. Of course, the better the car is, the more quickly we can get it ready to help somebody. But we've had people say, I have this old Honda, it's got 300,000 miles. I know you don't want this. No, we do want that. Because a lot of times, and it seems like cars come in patterns and waves, we'll get 3 or 4 Honda Odysseys donated over a 2-month period. And out of those, we can make 2 really good ones because we've got donor parts off the others. And other cars that are just beyond economical repair, we recycle those and we get value for the recycled cars. And that helps go to pay for parts for the other cars that are restorable. So we really take cars in any condition.
Mm-hmm.
And trucks,
yeah.
motorcycles, we take all kinds of vehicles.
So every car that comes in serves some kind of purpose, whether it be a program car or parts to build into another car, or like you're saying, it taking it and scrapping it, but getting the money for that as well. And if I understand,
we don't scrap, we recycle.
Recycle. Sorry, I know I was using the wrong. I knew I was using the wrong word, but and then you also you sell cars too, though, don't you?
We do. Some of those cars we receive as donations are not suitable for program cars. They may be a higher mileage car, but still has some decent service life. But as with anything mechanical, it's hard to predict once you pass a certain point. But some cars, you know, Toyota Camrys will take, for instance, if reasonable care is given to them, they've got 400,000 miles of life. So we'll refurb that car to get it through Maryland inspection. And then we'll put it on our used car lot and sell it at a lower price than a regular dealership would normally sell it. Now, those sales are open to anybody that comes by. If they see it on the internet or they drive by and see the price on the car, we'll sell those cars to anybody. But a lot of the neighborhood that knows us will drive by or walk by or bicycle by on a regular basis just to see what's out there. Because the cars are economical and will, you know, they're not always perfect, but we put a list of what we found on the side, on the window, to say, you know, we didn't fix this this rear power window because it's not required for Maryland inspection, but it doesn't work, you know, so people know what they're getting into. Yeah.
So you have program cars, you have donated cars, you have cars that you sell. Tell me a little bit about, so the program cars, if someone gets one of those vehicles and, you know, it has some kind of repair that it needs, do you have services that you help them out with that as well?
Yes, for the first 6 months that somebody owns a program car, they can have it repaired at Second Chances for only the cost of the parts. And we don't mark the parts up a lot. We add a few percentage to cover our costs to get the parts in, but they're significantly less expensive. Once they pass that 6-month period, they qualify for what we call the low cost repair service. No, the reduced cost repair service. Let me get my terms right. The reduced cost repair service is currently, we charge $60 an hour. Wow. And anybody who had their car repaired recently in Frederick knows it's well over $100 per hour now in Frederick City, or, you know, the immediate Frederick area. So we discount that cost to allow people to be able to get their car repaired as economically as possible. And anyone who fits within the United Way's ALICE guidelines, which are published on the United Way website, and we also show them on our website. If they fall under those numbers, they qualify for our reduced cost repair program.
Well, that's awesome. I was not aware of that. That's great. Yeah. So you've told me about your clients and the services that you guys offer. Tell me how you attract people. How do you let people know you're out there and bring people in?
Yeah, we have a website. We have a social media campaign. We try to talk about Second Chances on Facebook and Instagram, and we have a really good board of directors that help promote off of their Facebook pages and things. We advertise on the local radio stations. They put PSA announcements about second chances up there. And then we also have some paid advertising that we do kind of on a rolling basis, just to keep that name in somebody's head. So when they do get to the point they're going to donate a car,
Yeah.
they hopefully will think of Second Chances, because Second Chances was one of the few car donation programs of the hundreds that you've heard about that
Mhm.
actually uses the car in our program. We don't just simply resell all the cars in an auction and use the money for our nonprofit. We use the car. We want that car.
Right. Yeah. And that is quite a difference, because a lot of organizations do what you're saying. They'll auction them off and turn around and use the funds, which isn't horrible, but your purpose is much more focused on getting that car to someone that needs it. And that's
Right.
good. Yeah.
We have lots of donors that tell us, hey, I saw my car at the Food Lion parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see somebody's using it.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. So
Yeah.
what are some of the big obstacles that you have faced in building Second Chances Garage?
It's always difficult to find good people
Mhm.
to help. But right now we've got a really strong group of individuals working both in the office and in the shop. So we're at a really good point there.
Mhm.
As always, getting more donated vehicles has been a challenge. Right now, as everyone knows, it's virtually impossible to walk into a dealership and buy a new car right off the showroom floor, off the lot.
Mhm.
There's so many shortages that you have to go in and order something.
Mhm.
And because of that, used car prices are at an all-time high.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are avoiding that car purchase right now.
Mhm.
And our donations are driven by those new car sales that push that used car down a
Mhm.
notch. That next goes to a child that's just learning to drive, and they want to grow out, and finally it gets parked in the driveway and they say, we're not using that car anymore, let's do something with it. And
Right.
we get it. So we rely on those new car sales. And so we're just we had a short couple months. March has picked up a little bit. I think there are a lot of people that have finally gotten to the point where I've just got to get something, I can't keep driving this old car.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a little bit of an uptick right now, and I really hope that continues.
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenging environment for everyone in a lot of different arenas, but to your point, in the automobile industry, we've experienced that in my family. My sons both have sold vehicles for substantial amounts more than what they purchased them for 2-3 years ago.
Right.
And it's all based on demand, and that was never their intention. They had to move on from the vehicle. So
Right.
I can see where that can affect you guys as well. So if you could, actually, let me get to this question first, is what is something that nobody knows about you or Second Chances Garage that you want to make sure to share? I know that's a hard question.
That was a tough one. The nobody knows part is the hard part, because I feel like everything about me, somebody knows something. But what a lot of people that associate with me to Second Chances Garage don't know is, before I started Second Chances Garage, I tried to start a car magazine called Cars and Places Magazine. And it was a cool idea, and I had a huge amount of fun doing it, but I made $0. We had a lot of trouble getting advertisers. So it never got to the point where I could say, yeah, I could live off this income, or I could make my house payment or something. So during that time, I was driving a new car every week. That the car companies send you new cars to review. And so it was great.
Yeah.
So after that was over, and a few about a year later, we decided it was time to start Second Chances Garage. We started it, and now I was driving a different car every week, but they had 150, 250,000 miles on them. They had things that broke all the time. That's one of the reasons I drive the cars, is so we can figure out if something's about to break and fix it before it comes to the problem for a client. And so I went from driving these brand new cars every week to these not so new cars every week.
Beaters, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you could give someone just one nugget of information that would help them, in the business world, and you've created this wonderful nonprofit business. If you could give somebody one piece of information that would help them succeed, what would that be?
It's something I didn't make this up. I can't remember who I heard it from, but it was early in the beginnings of Second Chances Garage, that a nonprofit business, people look at that, and a lot of times I'll be in a setting with car shop people, and they'll say, oh yeah, my shop's nonprofit. I haven't made a profit in years. Nonprofit is a tax status, not a business plan.
Right.
So we have always tried to set Second Chances up as a company that was always going to be on the positive side of income. And now as a nonprofit, it's nice that we're getting something tangible donated. We get these cars so we can work with those to try to help us keep a positive cash flow. And while we do appreciate cash donations, we get some great funding from folks like the Community Foundation, Women's Giving Circle, the Osherman Foundation, where they give us grants to help people that need car repairs that can't afford even our low rate. We're able to kick in a little money from the Women's Giving Circle for a single mom who can't afford a $250 repair on her car, but she can pay $100 and Women's Giving Circle pays the rest. But that's my tidbit of information, is if you're in the nonprofit world, don't think of your business as that it's guaranteed to be a money losing thing. Because it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I've sat on a number of boards, and for anybody watching this video that doesn't already know, I actually sit on the board as the treasurer for Second Chances Garage. But that is the boards that I've sat on. That's been one of the keys that I hope that I bring to the board, is that we are a business. And to your point, nonprofit is a status. And the more profitable we are, the more we can meet the needs of the people we're trying to serve. So it's not like we're trying to make millions of dollars, but we're trying to make enough to be able to keep the lights on in the garage and the staff that you have employed. And it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. So Rick, I very much appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy with a whole bunch of different things going on. So tell us, just one last time, if people want to find out more, want to donate a car, want to see what cars are for sale, see if they're eligible, what's the best way for them to figure that out?
The best way is to go to our website, which is www.scgarage.org.
Okay.
So SC for Second Chances and garage.org. And you can also call the shop during working hours. We're not always able to answer the phone if we're really busy, but the number there is 240-724-1919.
Awesome.
And that's the best way.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the website has a donate button for money and a donate button for vehicles, as well as information about the vehicles that are for sale and program cars and the reduced cost repair program. So
all the requirements for getting the program cars or for qualifying for the reduced cost repair program are right there on the website.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us, and everybody who's watching this video, thank you so much for joining us as well. Like Rick said, if you have any questions, check out their website, which is scgarage.org. And if you have any questions for us here at Hummingbird Wealth Management, just take a look at our website, which is hummingbirdwealth.com. We are located here in Liberty Town, Maryland, and more than happy to sit down and answer any questions you have. Again, thank you and have a wonderful day.